Today is Monday. There is a great message that I have in store for you and an amazing opportunity and invitation for those who are ready for their real self to rise up and rise up from the ashes. You know, someone who has felt like life has been lifing, okay? And you are someone who is ready for a breakthrough. You're ready for impact. You're ready to prosper. You're ready to make money. You're ready to be wealthy because that is what God's plan for you. It is, and that is your portion. It's for you to understand your purpose, and it is for you to be prosperous. Both of it. You know, He wants us to truly understand who we are in Him. So this live is an invitation to make an impact and to make money while you're making that impact. Specifically, at least 1,000 people, impacting at least 1,000 people. So if you're someone who wants to have an influence or impact at least 1,000, I mean, just even think about where you currently are right now in life, because many times we're more accustomed or in tune with our circumstances and what's been circumstancing, what's been happening. Some of you have had the rug pulled under in the past year. Some of you have had a last just trying and troubling 5 years, 50 years, okay? But again, this is for you no matter how long you've been in the struggle or maybe depressed, anxious. By the way, my name is Coach Miriam. And not only I'm a coach, I'm also a licensed therapist. So I come with just a wide breadth of knowledge and experience by God's grace. So may God be glorified here, and let me just let you know that if your way is not working, just understand that Jesus is the way. He's the truth and He is the life. So it's not meant for us to just be in survival mode or be living paycheck to paycheck, robbing Peter to pay Paul. Some of you may have some issues happening in your finances right now. Maybe you're someone who has a lien, on something that you own. Maybe you're someone who has a lot of debt. But also you are someone who may be in between seasons where you either got fired from a job or you lost your job. Maybe you've been laid off. Maybe though, you're also someone who knows that there's greatness on the inside of you, but perhaps there's also grief on the inside of you as well. So you're very maybe confused about what is your next step? What is the next step that you should take? Good morning. What you should do next, especially in this season. And maybe you're doing some a little bit of hustle here and there. Y'all, please like, share, subscribe. Doing this job or doing that job, but it's not enough to make ends meet. That is not God's will for your life. God has a perfect will for our lives. Jeremiah 29:11 says, He wants us, He knows the plans that He has for us. And that's a plan to prosper you and not harm you, plans for hope and a future. But perhaps you're feeling quite hopeless right now, and all that is surrounding you is darkness. So you're like, well, where's God in all of this? Why am I in this despair? Maybe you're someone who feels isolated even or iced out and just misunderstood. You've been that black sheep of the family. Let me tell you what's been happening, just so you know. When the enemy is insecure about your future, he causes you or wants you to be insecure about your past or even about what is presently happening. So that way you see more of the problem instead of the solution. But the truth is that as a child of God, you hold many solutions and there are gifts and talents that are in your hands. But many times we're sitting on the solution because we see more of the problem or we fear what people might say when we step out. But there is a dream that you have that has been haunting you, that has been stalking you. And until you actually give birth to that dream, until you give birth to that dream, you're going to be restless. You're going to be in this in-between place. You're going to be stuck and stagnant until you actually take a step. There is impact that you are supposed to have. And that's why you're in an in-between season. Or you are working that 9 to 5, and that's okay that you're working that 9 to 5. You're good at that 9 to 5, but also you know that you're called to entrepreneurship. And you are supposed to be making an impact. So that greatness that you feel on the inside of you is not just a fleeting thought. It is real. It is real, and it's connected to you knowing who your real self is. But many times we're more in tune with our ruined self. We know who our ruined self is. And our ruined self is connected to the trauma that we've experienced because of people who have betrayed us, people who have walked away from us, people who have mistreated us. So as a result of their mistreatment, we even misunderstand ourselves because we are learning since birth about ourselves and about people through the reactions and the interactions of people. So as children, we observe and we absorb. And then we become adults that age, but there's still a little person on the inside of you that you're trying to protect, even though you're 50, even though you're 70. Maybe you're even in your 80s and you're watching this. Maybe you're in your 30s and you're watching this. There's a little person on the inside of you that you're still trying to protect, that you actually need to heal. Because as long as you're still trying to protect that person, you're going to be a prisoner of what happened to you, and you will not be making the impact or be making the money that you are meant to make. Because if you remain poor, it begins with the poor mindset, which begins with pain. That painful event happened. So you're valid, in how you feel, even if you're feeling angry right now, or you're feeling afraid right now, or maybe you're sad and it's been taking a concerted effort for you to even get up at times. You're valid about how you feel, but you don't want those feelings to be valid about you. Like you don't want those feelings to be right about you, that it becomes the narrative in which you see yourself and the world, that you end up just isolating yourself from people altogether. And then you become that shell of yourself. And a recluse. And you sit in the recliner. And now you're just sitting on the solutions, but there are solutions in your hand. That if you connect to the right person, even connect to the right sound or the right voice, and you try the strategy, it'll work if you work it. And I was just even rereading a chapter of my book right here called Pureography, because it's all about seeing yourself the way God sees you. And my question to you is, what have you anchored your self-worth to? Ooh. What have you anchored your self-worth to? How do you even feel about yourself? Like for real, how do you see yourself? How do you feel about yourself? Do you love yourself? Maybe you're like, well, I like this part of myself. I like that I can do this. I like how I make others feel or what I do for other people. Do you love yourself though? Because if you don't, Houston, we have a problem. It's time for you to love yourself. So it's not to focus on the problem. It's just to create awareness about where you are so that you know what you need to work on. Because many of us criticize ourselves and we put ourselves down more than we lift ourselves up. Or we are more anticipatory of the comments that other people may make, where we're anticipating that they're going to put us down, whether in our household or online, or just at work, whatever the case is. We are more inclined to see the negative many times than the positive. That it takes intention to even see the positive. So many of the clients that I work with, they're like, I just want to be accepted. I just, not just accepted, but I want to be loved. I want to find my person. I want to belong somewhere. I'm tired of being misunderstood. And let me tell you, it's not enough to just be tired. You got to decide and place more of a demand, not on people understanding you, but see it as a sign that you're actually meant to stand out. Because say all your life you've been spending trying to fit in and trying to fit in into the puzzle that people have crafted for you, where you're more palatable to their taste buds. But when you do it, you're more exhausted and you end up dimming your light. So some of you want to know, well, how do I put my light back on? How do I shine my light? It's by you understanding who you truly are through Jesus Christ, because he is the way. My way is not working. Let me just realize, okay, there is a way that does work, and it's connected to truth. What do they say in court? You will know the truth, and the truth will what? It will make you free. Like it will make you free when you know it. So if I am in bondage, it means that I have yet to encounter the truth. And I may think that this is silly. I don't even want to try it. But God uses the silly or the foolish things to confound the wise, because he knows how stubborn we can be in our mentality, where our brain is really just trying to protect itself. It's trying to protect a version of ourselves that's been hurt before, where it needs some expertise, some surgery, but we've been covering it up and covering it up. And what you cover up that actually needs surgery can get infected, or it doesn't heal properly. And so now we're these adults who are still trying to adult at age 60, at age 70. And we question ourselves in terms of even how to like interact with people or in relationships, or when to even jump back in to a friendship or a romance and business, or start a business. It's like, well, I don't even know if I want to start a business or write a book or get into a new relationship or even get married again. Maybe you've experienced divorce. Maybe again, you were rejected from a school. Maybe you feel rejected by in-laws, by a spouse, by people in your family, by friends. You've been in this place where you have experienced rejection. Let me just tell you, it is not cliche when I say man's rejection is God's protection. Because you need to know the truth so that you can experience freedom even right now. It doesn't take 500 years for you to experience freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't take 400 years. It takes surrendering to what I'm saying so that you can be free of the bondage of rejection and the fear of rejection that is keeping you lying down on your purpose and misunderstanding your own self, that you're not making an impact right now, or you're not making money right now. So I teach women how to heal, facilitate the healing from the past so that you can operate in your purpose. Because the enemy wants you to focus on the pain, and he wants you to focus on the people that hurt you, and will tell you it's going to happen again. Don't listen to that. It's just going to repeat itself. So now you're trying to protect yourself from what you think may repeat itself. So then you end up living in a generational pattern that mom lived through, that grandma lived through, that your granddad lived through. So there's been this pattern of pain in your life, but you're meant to be a generational chain breaker. Even no matter what your age is, Moses started at 80. Moses started at 80. So you were just getting started. Your time has not passed you by. You can start today. You can say yes today. So this is an invitation to a masterclass that I am doing today, starting today at 11 a.m. EST. If you want to join, this is the final call. If you know there's greatness on the inside of you that you need to heal from, and there is money that you want to make because it's meant for you to be wealthy, look, the link is below. The link is below. So I'm calling all women who want to make an impact at least 1,000 people or more, make 20,000 in the next 3 months. This is not a gimmick. There is so much potential that you have that's clogged on the inside of you. But when you work the strategy, it will work, because I've worked it. I've worked it and it's worked. Others have worked it and it's worked. So this is where the hidden things can become known to you when you connect with the right person. That we don't have to compete against each other, because it's meant for all of us to win, because we belong. We're in the kingdom of God, and the kingdom of God is in us. But if I only see, again, the pain that has happened to me, I won't follow the principles that are meant to happen for me, where I then dive into the portion of my inheritance. There is an inheritance that you must claim, and it has your name on it. So if you know that there is an inheritance that has your name on it, say that you had a relative that passed away and they left you something. Wouldn't you want to know about it? Wouldn't you want to know? Imagine it's like millions of dollars that a dead relative left to you. Would you want that money? Okay, right. And so I'm hearing people say, yes, I would want it. I would want to know. So I'm letting you know there is an inheritance that has been left to you, but it requires you to understand who you truly are outside of the pain. You need to understand your purpose. And you receiving that inheritance is also connected to you receiving a new vision and understanding who you truly are, because there are people that you are meant to help. There are products in you. There's a business in you. There is a book in you. There is a course in you. There are people that you are meant to help. And so there are solutions that you need to see within yourself. And many times we need help seeing what's on the inside of us so that it can manifest, so that we can fulfill what is necessary to claim our inheritance. So if that is you, this will resonate with you, and I will see you later in the masterclass starting at 11 a.m. Y'all take care.